All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 2 of the Lorcana Lost Chapters. We are your hosts, Chad Lavola, and
Hello, Dalco Phipps. How's everyone doing today?
what's going on, everybody? Welcome. We have quite a bit of to talk about this time. I feel like it's been a little bit since the first episode where we talked about DLC, not DLC, PPG Orlando. We had a lot. We had the we had holidays. We had the holidays. Christmas, New Year's. How was your Christmas?
My Christmas was great. New Year's was amazing. Just pretty much hanged out at the house with the fiance. It was a great time. Hope
Ooh,
everyone had a good time as well. Happy New Year, guys.
Happy New
What about you?
Year's. Mine was good. Definitely spent time with family. Played no Lorcana whatsoever after that. It was definitely a family event. My anniversary for my wedding is the day after Christmas, so my wife and I got to spend some time with her parents who came up from Florida, so that was super cool. And then New Year's, we actually went to a town in Southern Pines that did a pine cone drop at 8 p.m. So we were home by like 9. It was pretty nice.
All exciting stuff, but not Lorcana. So let's get
Nah,
into it.
let's get into the Lorcana. So, everybody's been talking about two things, DLC Richmond, but what has just started this past weekend? Set championships. A
I heard one of the two members in this group did really well this at champs.
really? Who was it?
That would
You?
be you. Weren't you running
Me?
dogs at your
E-
locals?
Oh yes, I have the mat right here. JK, my store did not get their product actually, so we are on an IOU basis. I did not play Saturday. We actually took the little ones to locals, which that was actually super cool. We got them to top actually first and second, which that was super cool. Just for them to learn, experience a little bit more competitive play. It definitely got their teeth sunk into the game, so they're all about the game, which is it's
Hey, we love to see the kids playing it.
yeah, man,
How
yeah.
old are they
We
to
got
go to the
a
locals tournament and play?
10 and 7, I want to say.
Yeah,
Don't quote me
that's
on that. I'm
crazy.
really bad. It's not my kids, it's my sister's kids. I'm just the uncle that brings them to play. So that was actually super cool. One of them has been playing for about 3 months now. She's definitely into the game a lot more. She's been playing aggro, but now she's at that point where she needs to get off the aggro and be able to learn how to combat and count lore and play
Let's get her on
forward.
the blue green.
Right. Hey, blue green. I was gonna slap her on purple steel at this point. I mean, if purple steel keeps doing what they're doing, it's a great deck to actually learn on from amber steel. The other one definitely needs a lot more of an understanding of the game. But all in all, definitely
One
good.
second. You know what's funny? I didn't know that your locals was actually on the IOE system. We did our Saturday, kind of cool stuff in Florida, and they are didn't get their kits. So that's weird that it's taken them this long to get their kits out.
We have had a lot actually. The congrats to most of the players that actually went to a card store and got their product. Not a lot of people were that fortunate, so but it's totally fine. A lot of the stores do great jobs of getting people's information, being able to ship it out to them. Mine was actually right up the road, so that was actually kind of cool. That was a Sunday event since I didn't play Saturday, but Sunday we actually had a good turnout. 30 people. A lot of blue green. I was the only dogs in the room,
Hmm.
and went undefeated, drew into top seat, almost played the last round to secure on the play throughout. But the way the breakers worked and everyone kind of drew in, I actually had the best breakers. Ended up playing purple steel. My first top 8 round on the play, got game 1, lost game 2. Game 3 was able to pull it out. After that, it was just blue green, top 4. Great matchup, man. And then went into the finals for again another blue green. So it was a good tournament, good numbers game for me on my side. Um, but unfortunately don't have the mat. But all in all, great tournament, great turnout too. Did you
That's
play
awesome. I
any?
think ours. Yeah, I played one. Cool stuff. 17 players. It's usually our bigger one down here in Jacksonville. Usually floats around mid 30s, but there was another store hosting, so it got split up. I think it was 17 or 18 people. I played blue purple. Thought I was going to see a lot of purple steel. Really looking forward to it. Ran into two blue greens in a row, and then green purple tempo, then green purple aggro, the item go fast aggro deck, which
Oh,
is not fun.
not against purple.
And what also didn't help was losing every die roll, but it was still a fun time. My friend Zach, who he's a ninth place guy. That's what he always goes for. He actually got top eight. Then unfortunately had purple steel in the top eight, and he lost it there. But it was still really fun. Got to go out, see everybody, and it taught me not to play purple blue for Richmond. So glad we got
Ah,
that experience.
man, we'll definitely talk a little bit about that here momentarily. I will say one of our guys at locals had it great. I mean, he was in the cooking. He was in the kitchen cooking with the wrist motion. Man, he's got a little spicy deck. I'll say the colors. I won't say what it is, but it's Christmas, and I was pretty surprised because he went 2-0 round three. We ended up playing. Fortunate enough, I got the win, but he's on to something. He's definitely going to be taking it to Richmond, from what I know. So we'll see how he does at the tournament, and then we'll do a little bit more of a profile afterwards if he's cool with it, and we can kind of share it out. Because I thought it was a little spicy, but
I
look
can't wait
forward
to
to.
see the DLC Richmond post when they have all the
Mm,
colors. How many people brought the colors? And
yes,
your friend's going to be the one Christmas color.
the one guy there. I mean, he's
Let's
cooking
hope
in
for
the
that
kitchen.
100% conversion rate.
Yeah. But yeah, so Set Champs was a good turn of events for this start to kick it off. We are in another Discord channel as well, the Incredibles and Uninkables, which are two teams here in North Carolina. They're actually doing a tournament on the website that I don't know if we actually talk about here on the
I don't think we
podcast.
bring it up ever.
I don't even think I know what I'm talking about. But long story short, they're actually doing single limbs for practicing for Richmond, which is actually super cool. I thought it was a great idea what they kind of created, and they have a community base to be able to get a lot of people into those roles. So if you wanted to, you know, that's something for other people to potentially try out. Definitely think it's cool. Gets a lot of reps. Before these big events, and kind of gets you a little bit more prepared. So that's actually pretty neat as well. But moving for the set champs, man, I can't believe you didn't do so well on Blurple. I'm still, from the last video that we did. I'm still sold on Blurple, Blue Steel, and of course I just have a hard time putting dogs down. I've had so many reps on it. It's been so good to me. Um, it's just rough. But what are your thoughts on what to bring so far, even for set champions? I feel like a
I
lot
think
of
number
people.
one, I was just going to say number one, it has to be Purple Steel.
Yeah,
It was half of our top eight. Just the consistency of the deck and having answers for pretty much everything. It's a strong contender, especially for set champs and DLC Richmond. It's hard not to tell people not to play Purple Steel.
yeah. I see another one too is red purple. I am actually anti purple steel and red purple. I just think that the deck can get farmed out by blue green, especially. Um,
Says the dogs player. That's interesting.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Definitely the worst matchup for me. By no means am I trying to sway people off of the decks. I just think that the matchups that you're going to go against is, if your mindset is you don't want to lose to aggro, which we have a friend that says that all the time. He's all about red purple right now. I'm trying to get it off him. I told him he's not even getting in my car to go to Richmond if he. I'm checking his bag. I don't want none of that here because I just think that most of Richmond, truthfully, is going to be purple steel. At least is going to be 30% of that room, and I still believe that red purple doesn't have a good matchup into purple steel, anyways. Just with the fact that they have answers before you do. Horseman is what you're looking for, and then going into Demona, and then being able to contest the board. I guess you can say that's a dice roll, but still, if they go turn three, uh, you know, Cobra, Lexington, anything on the three drop to be able to say, hey, even Genie, and then sing a strength, I think is just way stronger in the back end of the backlash of that matchup. But yeah, red purple, I just think it's farmed out by blue green, and same thing with purple steel. I think it's a very hard matchup for that deck. I do think that Blurple also does have a good matchup into those decks as well. I know that we tested on the red purple versus the Blurple, and I definitely ate my words on that. I'll just happen to say that you're just one of those guys that pilots the deck way better than most people. Um, it, I just have seen through a lot of statistics on the back and forth for Blurple and red purple that it's still much better. I just think if you went card for card.
Yes. Speaking of statistics, kind of made me upset this weekend. I played Blurple, like we said, put the one jump in the deck, and statistically, you should see your rant every time.
What happened?
Didn't happen.
What? How many
Almost always
times?
mulligans. I think three games out of like we'll say 10 games altogether.
Mm.
So that's crazy. Which leads me to my main point of don't look at statistics and think, hey, this deck has the best conversion rate. This is what I need to play. Play the deck you're most comfortable with. You're an awesome dogs player. You always perform on it. So why not play dogs?
Oh no,
I
I
like
mean
red
I
purple.
100%. I will agree with you there, but I'm talking to worldwide. Let's say that anyone, I would. I mean, people were saying this, and I think this is one of the most craziest things I heard so far this weekend. You had people that were like, the question is right now, what do I play for Richmond? What am I going to play for Richmond? I have no idea. I'm freaking out. Now you guys can. This is what I go through almost every tournament. I'm freaking out. But I think at this moment, the worst thing that you could tell anybody, truthfully, is to pick up dogs if you've never played dogs. I think that is one of the worst
Correct.
decisions you could potentially
Correct.
do ever in your Lorcana uh, history of picking a deck to play. I think that
No,
that
that's a
deck.
100 game deck for sure.
Yeah, I do think it definitely has a lot more on the play style, I mean, one ink is just you lose by inking the wrong card. I mean, it's crazy. You lose by inking one more card than you should have done because of your tramp. It's a lot of it's to me it's the hardest played deck just because of the amount of decisions that you have to make. And you're always gonna second guess yourself in a sense, especially if you've just picked up the deck and you're like, I'm just gonna put 100 games in and play it for a week and then take it to Richmond and feel like I'm going to do good. I think it's a horrible idea. But with
Speaking
that
of
being said,
decks,
there are just
you want to
better
get to the deck
decks to
list?
take. Ooh, say that again?
They said, do you want to get to the deck list that
Yeah,
we would
absolutely.
recommend?
Actually, yes, because I'll pull them up here. Ta-da! I have your three selections right here. I have my three selections right here.
Perfect.
Yours is first. Let's jump into the purple Astilio.
Yeah, I
So,
made this deck. This is my deck, right? The one I made.
yes, this is the one that you have for right
Okay, yeah.
here. We're looking at three Olafs, three hooks. You're playing what? 4, 8, 10, 11, 1 drops. Okay, I'm liking it. I think this is pretty standard. I do like the Madam Mims. I do think that a lot of people that don't play it do miss out on the
The
additional
challenges for
challenges.
sure.
I mean, even like Calhoun into Mim takes out a cat, and that's if they turn it sideways. But I mean, you could say the same thing for Hades. A lot of things have 3/4s nowadays. Even if you're playing the genies, which you are, Cobras, it just the extra additional one does deal a lot more when it comes back to combating. Same thing with Lumiere with red purple, I still like the Mim. It also makes your genies
Yeah.
be able to kill uh, Dumbos. Easier trades as well for your Iagos with Elsa and Genie.
Yeah, I think the main thing is just looking at the. I think Purple Steel's pretty 50 card deck and 10 cards for tech cards usually.
I
I
do
have a
like the
little bit less
Benja.
than that, but I would say, yeah, the Benja and the Yzma, I would say, are and I guess the Madamim are my like tech cards.
Yeah,
Benja, great for still going fast, two quester, gets rid of the Chromacon. Happened a lot this past weekend where Benjas and little Clarabells were hitting my guidebooks that I left out because I didn't have the ink to do it, where I didn't want to pass the turn with the Clarabelle. And Benja and Little Clarabelle, destroying one item can set people back a lot, especially in Chromacon. That's the only way you're going to lose against dogs usually, is if they get that Chromacon out. And then I've really just been liking the Yzma as another way to refill the hand before Demona, because usually you're kind of gassed out before you get to the Demona. I would probably play four. I think in my red purple I play four Demonas, one Yzma. So maybe those numbers should be played with, but I would think Demona should be a four of in purple steel almost all the time.
I'm actually a huge fan of the three drop genie. I do like Yzma as well because I feel like whenever you're playing Purple Steel, one of the biggest things that it comes down to is gas. And when you have endless gas, I mean, just turn after turn, it gets to a certain point, especially in stalemate scenarios, where if you're just going to tap an Yzma and draw cards, it puts your opponent in a scenario where they either got to kill the Yzma and now they're gonna again get a backlash for it, which sometimes those you just can't do those trades, especially with someone who's just refilling their hand over and over and over. I definitely do like that. I do see the two Hades and three Demonas. Is there a reason for the numbers? No, four Demonas, maybe three
No, there
Hades.
definitely should be four Demotas in the deck, I think.
I definitely think Demona is just a card when it goes turn six. It's in scenarios again. This and red purple, the 1 through 6 curve, being able to play Demona on 6 is just crazy, especially on the stalemate decks. I mean, shoot, you play that against dogs, and it's just you just lock the game up. I do like the Benja tech as well, being able to stop the Chromacons. Again, but all in all, definitely
Lantern, I think it's really. I don't know if you got to play against the yellow aggro Monstro combo deck or without the Monstro combo in
that
it,
is a
but
good
just
point.
those color pairings. Yeah, I think you're definitely going to see that deck, and hitting one of their lanterns definitely sets them back, especially if you can do it on curve. It's they're trying to ramp to it. It's essentially what they're doing instead of sail or tipo. So if you're able to take away their ramp, you'll set them back, and I think that's a game winning just on turn three.
Oh no, 100% totally do agree. Again, totally forgot about Lantern. And I do think that there is going to be quite a bit of people that are going to be playing that deck with the Rare Cats. The guy winning the tournament that played it without the combo showed that again the deck is actually
Mm-hmm.
predominantly strong. So that might put people a little bit more. Again, I still believe that you going into this event, if you're questioning on what to play, if your deck can beat Purple Steel, you're pretty much putting yourself at a great advantage. So that is my opinion.
Yes.
Um, but definitely do like the list. Let's see what else we got cooking in the lab right
Awesome.
here. Ooh, Blue Steel. Mmm, spicy.
Yeah, this is my only other option besides red purple. These are the only two decks I would consider. Pretty standard 2-4-6 build. The only thing I have differently would be the Lexingtons,
Yep.
because there's the times when you do miss the ramp. I don't play the one jump, so it can happen.
Mmm.
And Lexington just slows down the purple decks, and that's his whole point in this game is just to slow down the purple decks. Because if you can get to 7 ink and stabilize the board, which hopefully Lexington allows you to do that, then you're most likely going to win that game.
100%. Again, Lexington
And
is
again, I
definitely
have some
OP.
item destruction with the Pluto.
Absolutely. I think this is
Yeah.
almost a staple now. Truthfully, like even if you play a one of, if not two, and let alone the game, it can actually squeeze out some games with that two lore. I mean, it becomes a little bit of a scary
Oh,
matchup
it
when you're.
has.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of this card. I've been a huge fan of this card since the print. I think the only problem with this card is it's always dealing with the amount of cards you have in your hand to continue to activate the effect to become a 6/7, if not 9/7. Um, it becomes kind of crazy in the sense of how it gets
Yeah,
gets
and I only put
played.
one. That's just because I have one enchanted. So not how you should
Okay,
deck build, but does it look good?
it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like how I play golf, man. 80% is how you look. You know what I mean? If you feel good
Yeah.
playing, then you're gonna play good. It's a mental thing. I do like the one spooky sight. I'm a huge fan of this card. I'm huge on this card.
Yeah. I mean, the only problem with Spooky Sight in my mind is it's you want it for the aggro matchups, but most likely those aggro matchups have Mowgli, so you kind of have to top deck it. But once you can stabilize, do your 2/4/6 to Goliath. If you can get there before they're sitting around 15 lore, you're in a good spot with blue steel.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait to hear the backlash on my blue steel build. Let's jump over to the red purple. That this is what. So, are you saying right now, looking at this deck, this is what you're taking?
This is, if not the exact 60, the 50. I might change 4 cards out.
Okay,
I
okay.
I'm pretty solid on this list mostly. It's been running great on ladder. I think I'm around a 75-80% win rate, so I cannot complain. I bumped up the Hercules. It's just been putting so much work, especially in the purple steel. It's just so strong in the purple
Really?
steel mirror. Yeah, you
Hmm.
play that on 4, and then Elsa, it just combats the board so well.
I do
And they
like
have
it.
to.
it I, I honestly would take this out. I do. I hear you on the purple steel. I do agree with that
Gotcha.
100%. I do think that when you're playing in purple steel, this is the card that you want to be able to challenge with. I mean, let alone if you're using the secondary effect to be able to keep any of the heroes, which I think Sisu is hero. Trying to think of what else. Maybe you might be able to get that just little
I think
extra.
Vanellope, Peter Pan. Uh, what's really good about it is a lot of things get left with 2 health. Vanellope's been coming in clutch with that. Uh, is Tinkerbell? No, I'm pretty sure that's an ally. But a lot of things are heroes that actually get the effect.
I still like the
I
library.
Yeah, library is saving me in the blue green matchups, and if you can just get it out before Demona and make some efficient trades and putting your characters into the library, your hand size they just can't keep up with it.
I also see that you went up on the Headless Horseman from our last list that I looked at. You were playing
Yeah, I
two,
mean it's just the card that wins the aggro matchups.
I
They
do
just
believe.
can't deal with it. Really good in the purples. It takes out the Elsas and the Genies. The only card that I would like to talk about really is Iago. And I think it's a good talking point for just all of DLC and any purple deck list. How many people are going to be running Iago counters? And how many Iagos do you think there will actually be?
I am like, and you'll see in one of my lists, I'm so big on Iago, and I know people have been saying, oh, well, Iago's coming up. Are they going to play cards to be able to combat the Iago? To me, I'm at a point where if you got it, you got it, cool. But I am heavily on this card, but more so on the blurple side of things. I think Iago wins the purple steel mirror matches. I think that this card can win you the game in your purple steel matches with red purple. I think that this card in general is great against blurple. If you're going to use a card to get rid of it, even if they strength me, like it's the same scenario someone brought up when we were discussing Iago. What if they strength your Iago? It's like, okay, cool. That card was going to kill a card regardless. If you're going to kill a card and just happen to get my Iago, you didn't use it on anything else. And trust me, this card is a problem more or less on the combative side of things. Getting questing for one over and over and over, that's totally cool. We got 20 turns. We can be able to get into some sort of problem where I can deal with this card. It will be dealt with at some point. It just depends on how they deal with it. Um, but when you're talking about combatives in the evasive matchup, which is huge, this to me is the overall actual king of evasive fights. I mean, it kills the genie. I mean, they don't even really want to like. Not saying you want to swing in with the Elsa, but again, if you're playing this list and you're got the Lumiere, this kills an Elsa in one swing. Dumbo Killer. I mean, like it's just a problem card. I mean, truthfully, I think that this is just a big hitter. This is the card I don't want to see if I'm playing Purple Steel. And again, if I have to waste a Zeus on this card, I mean,
But
it's didn't kill something else. You know what I mean?
yeah, but playing Blurple, uh, I cannot tell you how many times this last weekend alone, green people, they're all playing improvise.
That's a good
When
point.
they now a strength and a Zeus bolt on Iago, I'm not mad about. But improvise or hypnotic strength, they just took a huge tempo swing in their direction.
Some people aren't
And
playing
so, how
those.
many people are going to be playing those answers that are cheap to get rid of your Iagos? And should you really be playing four? I mean, I understand it wins purple matchups, but when you're debating on when you're inking and you're like, am I going to play my Genie or my Iago to win the board? And you pick that Iago, and then they improvise or hypnotic strength. You almost feel like you lose a game on that spot.
I'm
It's
not a fan of
rough.
Genie. I think that every time a Genie's come down, unless it's like against another, again, purple-esque deck, and even then it's kind of like, meh, it's the fact of just getting two quests. Um, I'm anti-Genie. And if I have to choose against a board state, I don't want a Genie on the board. I want an Iago. And if they have a way to deal with it, all
Correct.
right, cool. But I mean, again, that goes back to the if you got it, you got it. People aren't even necessarily playing a lot of the hypnotic strengths. That's why, again, like for my deck that I kind of made, again, I'm anti like red purple purple steel in potential blurple matchups. Um, but I mean, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, this card is going to stop people in their tracks. So
Completely. Yes, I agree.
if you're worried about the blue green matchup, what I heard you say is this card's going in the inkwell. That's the way.
If game one, most likely not. But if I know they're on improvises, I don't think I can afford against a higher end deck like Blurple and Blue Green. I'd rather have my 4-drop quest for two and not die to improvise. If
No,
that makes
again,
any sense.
totally hear you. I'm totally with you. I just think again, Iago's crazy. Even if you got even curve like Tinkerbell Diablo, Lumiere into Iago. I mean, whoever you're going against, they're not swinging. You know what I mean? You've put them into that point. And even if the next turn they go, hey, improvise, make you draw a card, and then the next turn you slap down the Headless Horseman, I just feel like I kind of, in a sense, you got me on the improvise, but I'm totally fine with you doing that than something else. I want you to turn your card sideways. Again, and well, actually, that's a good point even with this deck is this deck is based on board presence, and I want you to swing so that I can backlash into you. I want to be able to attack
I want to
these.
have board control of the whole game with this deck. That is the main point.
Right, and I think that if you got rid of the Iago, even if I had a Genie, I still feel like a Genie just doesn't do anything. And especially as a
If you need a
dogs
Lumiere and
player,
Headless Horseman, then it
that's
does do something.
that's very true. But again, now I think it just comes down to like card for card and I guess what matchup. And yes, if we went down that road, now we're talking about metafy. Hey, these are the cards you're gonna wanna. These are the cards you want to play in this matchup. These are the cards that are bad in that matchup. But in all, you could ink this card if you're gonna go that route. Truthfully, I'm a hardcore fan of Iago. And again, against blue green, I'm not gonna play this card. I'm gonna probably ink it.
That's fair. All right, what's next?
All right. Well, since we brought up this Iago conversation, I'm just going to jump straight to Burr. It's cold in here,
Okay,
and whew, do I have
some
a little?
frozen cards.
So got the Junior Woodchuck guidebook. I got a little bit. Let me see if I can make sure that we can see all these cards. But this is what I've been cooking up in the lab, and I'm telling you, I'm I've been doing so well with this deck. It actually is inherently surprising. Blue green is a
Okay,
little bit of a struggle, but I don't play genies. I'm not playing genies. Call me crazy. 4-drop uninkable 2/4 that when I play it against I feel like everything. It doesn't really necessarily do anything. In the purple steel matchup, it might be a little bit of a different story if I'm playing purple steel because I can use the genie to start singing stuff.
okay.
But I'm on 4 Iagos, man. I've played against every Blurple
Not
matchup.
worried about it.
I've I I've played literally so many Blurple mirror matches with this deck. I've never lost, and it's
You're
actually,
also is this? Are you only on 4 1 drops?
bro. I got the Basils.
No Rafikis?
I got
Okay, you have the
the
develops.
develops. I'm going crazy right now. I'm going brazy crazy right now. I have been debating about taking out the Ursulas to add in the Rafikis to deal with a little bit of the aggro, but one of the things that I started noticing too is I got my Iagos, I got my Elephants, and I got the card to me that just kills everything is Cheshire Cat. I'm on 4 Into the Unknowns. I'm on one They Never Came Back. And you brought up the Iago play. To me, this card right here is cracked. If I go against Purple
Correct.
Steel, they go Palace, they go Calhoun, they go Cobra. I'm like, kill both. I mean, it is a crazy. I mean, again, it is insane to kill cards with this card. Also, it stops dogs. It stops the aggro. I'm super big on this card. I'm only playing one of. I can't get behind multiples. I've played more than one, and there have been circumstances where I just looked at that card and I was like, I want something else. Like I need it to do something else, and just one just felt right for what I'm trying to do with this deck.
I
I'm
think most purple decks can should definitely try to fit in when they never
I,
come back. I think it is great for the mirrors and just to slow down other decks.
right. Again, to me, this is like almost anti-aggro, but for some reason, I'm still able to combat with the other Blurple decks just for the evasive combatives that I'm able to do. I mean, I'm still even playing the one spooky side in there with the one Never Came Back. Everything else to me is kind of like textbook in a sense. Again, you have the Demonas. I'm getting the Elephants because, again, I need to fit a little bit more on the 4-drop rolls, but I'm also playing Bells with Cats. Um,
Wasabi?
I am playing the Wasabi.
I had
Wasabi!
this card read every time I played it this last weekend.
Bro.
They picked it up and said, "What is that?"
Wasabi, bro, you need a way to be able to get rid of items. I think that this is it. I've seen people play the Alice. I think Alice is kind of cool, but giving something negative two just for the turn is just meh. I would like this one a little bit more. Um, it gives you the evasive with the Dumbo. It's 3/3. All around, I'm totally fine with this card.
And no genies. That's it. That's the biggest
No genies, man.
difference.
I'm telling you, no. And for all you Blurble players out there, you can never tell me that you've never sat there in your hand and you've had 2 genies in your stupid hand, and you're like, I just even need to ink a card, and I can't even ink it. And when you play Genie, he just doesn't do. I want my card on. I want my evasive to do something. And a 4/6 that stays alive for one turn is just crazy. I mean, it could stop. It could stop people from questing. I'm big on the Iago play. This deck is just made, and maybe it's just a me thing. I don't know, but
Yeah, I
I'm
think you would against purple steel. If they just curve out and then you ramp into the Iago and they strike that Iago, I feel like they're just gonna go underneath you.
I'm hoping to go turn 1 Basil, or you know what? In a perfect world, I don't even hit my 1-drop. Turn 2 ramp.
Well, with four of them, I don't think you are.
Turn 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 3. I'm slamming down my Iago. If they're like strength it, and the next turn I'm like, okay, ink a card and play. They never came back. I'm totally fine with that. The
That's
trades
the
have
one
been
up.
there.
Yep, I like it.
You know, you gotta wish for it. You know what I mean? But Junior Woodchuck Guidebook, love the card. I'm definitely playing 1 jump because I don't like missing ramp. The only thing again I would talk about potentially in this list is taking the Hades down, maybe putting that down to 2, and then potentially just adding in the Rafikis. If I cut this down and maybe even the develops, or if I can get real crazy and just cut down one of the Into the Unknowns, but I'm just a huge fan of Into the Unknown.
Yeah, Into
This,
Unknown is
this is
just
the
such a
best
good
removal
card.
card in my actual opinion. I mean, it gets rid of anything. I get the fact that if you have Ward, you have Ward, but I mean, literally, it just gets rid of anything. Super big in my opinion. But we'll jump over to my blue steel at all E.
Apparently, Blue Steel has been a major contender in the set champs that I've been seeing on the Twitter. A
I
lot of
think
people have been posting blue steel with success with it.
we had one blue steel in our top eight. He went against, I think, a blue green, and it did not end well for him. I think that, again, blue steel going into this conversation, I just think blue steel beats purple steel, and it beats red purple. But it just depends on, I guess, the list you're on as well. Sometimes it can't deal with aggro too much if you're playing the 2, 4, 6 list, especially if you are playing the spooky sites. I think that dogs get underneath you to a point where they're at 14. You spooky site them. They're holding 2 cards. They go big tramp now for like because they have the ink for it. I don't think that unless you rip the Hades or they just go Daisy into another 2 quester, they go to 18 and now you're in just go range. It really is it's a problem. My list, I'm a big ally fan. I think the problem with allies is they just don't have as much support, and I do think it's a little goofy just because you're choosing definitely the puzzle pieces where you go turn one, Jasmine, you have the shift in your hand. Do you go turn two Tipo? Do you go shift Jasmine? I think that card advantage is huge in this meta right now, so if you go shift Jasmine, actually rip a card off the top, quest again, rip a card off the top, and play Peekly, I just think that that's insane. Or just even
Oh
going
yeah,
turn to shift Jasmine into singing uh, He Hurled His Thunderbolt is also just it's crazy. Being able to get Lexingtons off of Jasmine, I think is also kind of huge when you're playing the tempo game. She also works well with Cindy, also with the Namari. Um, but
all princesses all extend in that ramp.
And again, I like the Jasmine. I'm only playing one of as well, but it's just the fact that I need room. But it's to me this is a super tight list. I'd like to play more visions. Again, I'd like to play more develops. I just think it's just a little tight, and I'm already pushing towards 61. But I've played amazing in this. The only deck that I've actually had more of a problem with has been blue green. I do think that's a little bit of a rough one. If you can go, Jasmine Tipo into a Cindy and then sing Beyond the Horizon, I just think that you just auto win the game.
Get the combo out of their hand.
I mean, you
I think
just put
that's a
them.
big reason for that card.
Yeah, you just put them so far behind too, because when they're trying to sculpt their hand, and then hope that they rip into like the Hades into a big Phillip and just a Clarabelle. Totally fine with that. But all in all, to me, it's just more or less just an ally version. I've had a little bit more fun with this one. There's this is where the list kind of just hits for me. If I were to change anything, I think I just would want hooks just to be able to deal with a little bit more. But at the same time, it's not necessary.
Absolutely.
Um, but onto our last one, it would be this is the list I would
The
play.
Hudson list.
Yeah, this is Hudson's deck list. Wherever this man's at right now. Hudson's deck list. This has been, I think, the most tightest list I've ever gotten so far to what I do like. Nothing really special to say except that I just do. Even at the set champs, we had a lot of time talking. I had a favorable matchup into blue green, and one of the guys even kind of looked at me and was like, "Well, yours doesn't really look like the normal one. I saw you playing Rajas. It can't be fast." I actually think not playing Chromacon gives me a way more advantage of going way faster in almost every scenario. The thing that I actually took out, I was playing Flynn's
Yep.
previously. I did like the Flynn's. I thought the Flynn's were nice just to be able to, 3/2s to be able to combat and actually trade out. But I've actually found that I don't really need it. One of the things that I switched it out for was Rhino. Since I am playing the Under the Sea, they're like it was the most beautiful thing was being able to play a Rhino when I had a tramp out. You know,
I see that coming up so much too. Where if
in
since you're able to usually under the sea after your big tramp, you can filter to Rhino in under the sea.
yep, yep, and it happened more than once. And it's the fact too that was super nice with the Rhino little speciality was even going like Webby into Rhino, giving something -1 like a Captain Hook, and then questing when I really would never have quested just to get the extra 3 lore, which is super huge into certain matchups, or just going like Rhino -1 your Calhoun under the sea. There were just many times, even with Dumbo's, Hades. There were just so many times where when I was going against Purple Steel, a lot of times they said it was a bad matchup because I wasn't playing Chromacon, but honestly, this list didn't necessarily have that much of a problem. I still play one of the shift tramps. It definitely helps in the purple steel and the red purple matchups. I do like the Webbies into any of the blues, but what was super nice was the Raja. This card being able to go one drop, two more one drops, slam Raja, just like you would if you had Chromacon, turning cards sideways. It still put them. I don't have to waste my next turn by playing a Chromacon and questing out, which is still good. I'm not saying it's not, but I can now follow up instead and actually play like a tramp, or like I can actually go a lot more where you want your combo to be sitting at. So I think like I'm a huge Raja fan. I'm just not Chromacon. And the cool part about this deck, and this is kind of the madness behind it, is I've also never lost a mirror match in dogs, and I'm playing 3 Under the Seas, so I know they're also playing Ursulas and Mowglis, but you're just setting up your tramps. I mean, if you can tramp into another tramp and then pass, they go Mowgli, totally fine. You show them another tramp, and then you slam down a tramp and go get your Under the Sea, and then Under the Sea them. The game is over. I think that is what wins the dog matchup, is who, if you're playing Under the Sea, who gets it first. And most lists are either playing
Absolutely.
2 or they're playing 1, which I'm just not. I'm not okay with just gambling on a 1 card when it comes down to that matchup. Like I don't want to lose to mirror matches. And even with Rhino being able to -1 something and starting to trade into stuff so that you don't have damage counters is quite relevant in when you're talking about going back and forth against dogs. But yeah, the only card I would cut, and it's been such a love-hate relationship, has been this lady right here. It is just one of those where it works amazing when you're setting up for a Under the Sea and you need a 3 costing singer. I think that's really nice. But other than that, it's just not there. Like this card, it's just the target for your shift lady. And most of the time, this card's going straight into my inkwell.
Yeah, I feel like you never really have the hand size unless you're on the draw with this lady.
And the only
By the
time,
time you're getting there,
yeah,
but
no, you're absolutely right. By the time you're getting there, this card is just not there. And when you're there and you're playing this card, unless you have the Mowgli or the Ursula to combo with this, I mean, it's any other card you probably could have just played in general. You could have played 2, 3, 1 drops instead of this 1 card. And again, bodies mean a lot more in the dog matchup than, or just in dogs period, than anything, because you're trying to get this tramp out.
I've seen a lot of people run the horseman strikes, the kill an evasive draw card. Do you think that could be a card you'd cut the lady for?
I do, and it. Another reason why I didn't like playing the Chromacon is I'm such a huge believer in dogs, and for how many times I've played this deck now, every card in your hand has to do something. If you have what we would consider a dead card, you are so royally screwed. I mean, and uh, it's such a critical thing. I mean, if I cut this for the Horseman Strikes, I would almost just say, hey, we could put another lullaby in here, but the worst thing you could ever do in a situation is top deck an Under the Sea or a lullaby when you just needed a card just to like just stick on the board.
Just to
Um,
get from 19 to 20?
yeah, and that's like a worse feeling. Or if you're going against blue green and they have like a John Silver out and you're holding one character because if you play it, they're just going to give it reckless. You're just like, I'm going to wait until I draw another card, and then you draw and it's Under the Sea and you're like, damn. And then you draw again and it's Lullaby. It's like, ah. So I'm trying to minimize the amount of songs in the deck, just to have more critical points. It's just I want these cards to when I dig for them, when I'm going for the Tramp. If I'm having problems with Cobra, I can go with the Lullaby. I like the Horseman Strikes because it draws a card. Don't get me wrong, and it has way more targets to deal with when it comes down to evasives. But the only things that I'm really worried about, like actually worried about, is the Lullaby killer. If it's an Iago we're talking about, it kills Iago. If you're talking about a Cobra, it kills a Cobra. Even if you're just using it just so that they cannot kill anything for the next turn, just to push one more time to get a little bit extra lore to put you in that situation for the next turn to just hit them one more time. It's a much more beneficial card because it can be sung, and it also does draw you a card. If I were to cut this card and I were to do anything, honestly, it would be going up with one of the Mowgli's. Well, actually, I would lie. I would put more Ursula. I would definitely go 4-3. I've learned that I want to pick the songs in the specific blue-green matchups, and you don't always get Mowgli unless they go turn one Inca Tipo, and that gives you like red flags right there, and they're
Oh
like, oh,
yeah,
you got the sale, and
here comes Mowgli.
that's not even saying that they don't have like they're holding a visions or they're holding, just an extra one just to pitch for it too. So sometimes that could actually bite you. So if I were to cut it, it would be going a little bit more on the one drop phases, like maybe pushing the rhinos again. But
Okay.
other than that, I just wouldn't necessarily want to do anything other than. I've had someone say that if they cut it, they would just put the Chromacons in, but again, strongly disagree with Chromacon. I'm just not a fan of Chromacon, man. I'm just not. But this is the list that I'm absolutely going to be taking to Richmond if I play dogs. The other lists again is still up in the air. We're probably going to have to get up there. We're going to have to kind of look around, see who's there, what's more than likely, start talking to some people. But again, it's going to be my own demise. If I take this up, I'll be honest. This is me just risking it for the biscuit and just saying, hey, let's potentially even dodge red, purple, purple, steel, which is unimaginably not necessarily possible, but you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
So
Let
you're
me get those blue matchups, baby.
you're saying, I stick with blue. You never know. I feel like when you go X1 is where you start seeing a lot of the purples, and that's where I'm trying not to be. If I win my first and second one, then we're just gonna hopefully take off from there. If not, well then Godspeed to myself, and we'll come back and do the video, and I'll tell you how wrong I was.
Awesome.
But for the deck list, I think that's pretty much where it's going to be for those three. Blue green again. I've seen a lot of people take those. They've talked very highly. I think that truthfully, blue green is the best deck. High roll. If you open up bonkers every game, you're not going to lose. If you go Clarabelle, turn 1, turn 2 Ramp, turn 3 Prince, turn 4 Shift Clarabelle, sing You're Welcome, turn 5
You
sing
win the game.
Malicious. Yeah, you sing Triple M and then
You win the game when you shift to the Clarabelle.
like if you get it, you got it, man. Like go nuts. Best high roll in the game, truthfully. Most consistent, Purple Steel. I saw an X post or a Twitter post that actually to me he broke it down the best, and he had all six in a line and kind of just said, hey, this is what it is. Um, I always refer back to that because I think he was just spot on with it.
And the
But
last deck I want to talk about, I don't know if you saw it, the aggro Emerald Steel Chromacon deck that won the
ooh,
Triple Face tournament.
I actually do have that. Ta-da! Well, shout out to
Wait, can you
Dan.
go back real quick?
Let's.
I want you to look at the three decks or the two decks
Yeah,
underneath
these
it. So
bad
second and
tour.
third.
See who starts? Who starts it? Let's see. Is he playing? He's not. See, we're seeing. They never came back. They never came back.
All right,
Hmm.
well, we can go to the Emerald Steel. Our friend Dan's deck.
Yeah. He's gonna get a little bit of love right here. He's gonna be like, "I told you it was good. I told you." The green steel Chromacon. He's playing Goliath. Holy
I mean, maybe
cow!
with Webby you're getting to six. I just don't say you're getting to six on this. That has to
Holy
be eight.
cow, man.
90% of games.
This guy is going bonkers, man. He's going turn
Four
one
dots,
Webby,
four Goliaths.
shift Webby, turn three, just slapping down the Chromacon and just turning card sideways. He's never inking a card, man. He's just using Webby over and over. Oh my
But this was a
gosh.
40-plus player tournament, and this came out on top.
Yeah, that's
Shows
actually
something about
super
aggro.
impressive. Super impressive. I mean, Go-Go is a card, man. I just think Go-Go is kind of cracked. He's playing the Jafars to get the challenger. I think that's actually super neat. I'm in awe on this. He's playing four Goliaths. My man is bringing out the clan leader, bro.
I will say I can't tell you how many times I've seen people mess up when they have like a boosted Flynn or something like that,
And they
and
don't
they
bounce it.
attack something. No, the person challenging doesn't think that their Chromacon can obviously send cards on their side of the board back, and so they
Oh.
pick up that boosted card. Just make sure when people are making these decisions, especially when they have a Chromacon, think about everything they can bounce and then everything they can bounce on your side.
Oh, absolutely. Bouncing back a dock is just annoying whenever they're just like dock and then bouncing back the dock to just just infinitely dock is crazy. Or just even back again, go-go just to go-go and then just bounce the go-go to keep it going is kind of crazy. I know that Dan actually told me his little spice was he would play Mulan with the Chromacon out, and then
Hmm.
have his stuff on the board. And whenever they were like triple M, it kills the Mulan, so then he could bounce to save his own stuff. Whether it was the
That's nice.
yeah, again, it was pretty neat. I said okay, and like you're saying, when you
And that's
boost cards
forward
under Flynn,
thinking, not to quest with the Mulan early because you wanted to stay on the board.
just so that you can use it with the Chromacon if you're playing against triple M.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's big
Big
brain,
brain.
big brain. He's playing
There's
improvisers
those
as well.
improvisers.
Yeah, he's playing
Told you, everybody's
improvisers.
on them.
Hey, I doubted you. I'll never doubt you again. Yeah, but the Flynn's definitely doing some craziness about the boosting. No
God, what a
other.
healthy meta this actually turned out to be. Everyone
Don't
thinks
say
it's
that.
all purple, which it kind of is,
It
but
absolutely
so many
is.
decks.
I mean, I think
That's
three
only
three lanterns,
every other
man.
deck's purple, but
I
pretty
was gonna,
healthy meta.
let alone on top of it, man. If you were to even look back and talk, even Orlando, and before that, everything that has been winning was just purple steel. And again, Zan coming down with his, lantern deck
Monstro
is still
list.
purple. It does. I don't know what it is, man. I just don't like purple. They just yuck.
Don't want to draw
Ugh.
cards. I get it.
Ugh. No, I love to draw cards, but apparently we just got the nuts.
Last thing on my list here was take back rule for Richmond. Make sure everyone's tracking that.
God, do not. Don't get me started.
You love take backs.
Man, look, hey, and again, I'm not the guy to throw the shade whatsoever, but man, I will tell you, I had a guy, I don't even know if I ever even told this story, but I had a guy double into the unknown my characters, play a Hades, remove another character. I was playing Amber Steel and he was playing Blurple. He like double into the unknown, two Tianas. I had the nuts on the board, but he also had the nuts as well. He went double into the unknown, like Tiana and something else. Hades, my like untapped Tiana. He was like, I played a penny the turn pre. Oh no, I didn't actually. I lied to you. I had a Daisy tapped, and he was like, swing all in, kill everything, and then he was like, quest with my Basil, give my Tipo +2. Tipo swing into your Daisy, and then he goes, oh wait, that doesn't kill that. He goes, oh, can I take that back? And I was like, well, yeah, you can take back the challenge. And he calls a judge and then looks at me and goes, yeah, they just had this ruling in DLC Milwaukee. Yeah, this guy did something, blah blah blah, but you can take back. He calls a judge. The judge comes over. He tells him what he wants to do. He said, absolutely. The judge looked at me and said, is that what had happened? I said, absolutely. That's exactly what happened. And he wants to take it back. I said, that's no problem. He goes, I said, my problem, though, is he's trying to take back everything. He wanted to literally take back his turn. The judge ruled in his favor. After all the
Okay.
call, I mean, literally, everything has happened. The last moment was him challenging the Daisy. I said, absolutely not. You already put cards in my inkwell. You know, I'm not okay with this. The judge ruled and then looked at me in my face and was like, well, you have two options. You know, you can either just let it happen or you lose. You know what I mean? Like, that was the option. There was no head
No
judges or
appeal to
anything
the
in this,
head
nothing.
judge.
No, there's no head judge. There's no nothing. And this was in the set
Ooh.
championship. So, long story short, he does everything back and then targets completely different things. I mean, he changed his whole play, and it was totally fine. And then the icing on the cake, too, because then I was definitely a little pissed off on this one. Excuse my French. But the next turn I go like, Pluto bodyguard, play Penny, give Pluto the resist, right? Quest out. He goes, okay, I'm going to quest with Basil, give the pump to Hades. Hades is going to challenge your Pluto. And I said, okay. I took a dice and put 4 on my Pluto. And he looked at me dead in the windows of my soul and goes, did you announce the resist on your penny? And I said, are you fuck? I was so mad, dude. And then and then this is the cherry on top. He goes, all right, cool. Tipo will just challenge into your Pluto. I said, okay.
Okay.
And then he goes, oh my god, oh this is ridiculous, man. I was like, oh my bro. So that just that killed me. And the reason why I brought that up is because he did it on the website when we were talking about playing in the tournament. He actually got one of my friends and he played. And again, he's a nice guy, but God Almighty, is it like it makes me think like, oh my God, how are you able to take back the whole turn? And this is the thing on that. He did the same thing and was like, oh, this has -2. I totally forgot. He's like, do you mind if I take that back? He goes, yeah. And then he clicks on the whole undo the whole turn. Complete different challenge. Changed the whole turn. And I'm like, dude, how? That's not okay on this take back
You
rule.
get away with this.
What is going, bro? How many times have we done this? Like, what is going on?
I
Take
think a
back
big
rule is
thing to
ridiculous.
point out though.
And then, hey,
For
and this is, oh no, I forgot. Hey, and man, we're just spilling all the tea at this point. I don't even care. The tournament at the set champs, my buddy Ian is next to me, and then Ian looks at him and goes, "Do you mind if I take this back?" You know, he looked at him and said, "DLC Richmond came out with a thing, and that's not the way I want to play it. You can't take it back." So it's okay to take back things when it's for that person's favor, but not okay on the return factor. I just think that it's you can't have your cake and
that
eat it
speaks to
too.
character.
Yeah, well, it is it sucks, man. It actually does suck. I was next to it. I started laughing because it happens all the time, and for some reason I'm always around for it. But man, it did it.
Well, I think the
It
big point
bothers
is
me.
what is considered a take back for this ruling. And I think what they try to clarify was like if you ink the wrong card and you're like, oh, I actually want to ink this. I think that's fine.
I got it right
That's
here.
and DLC agrees with that. But I think it's when you get into when new information is gained or like cards going into the inkwell. I don't know if they're exactly allowed to take that back.
Look, it's very short and sweet for me. I don't even see why they didn't why it even became a thing, right? If you ink a card and you look at your hand and you said, you know what, I really didn't want to ink that card. Pick it back up. Truthfully, I don't even think there's anything wrong with that. I do
I don't
think
either.
I was huge in Magic, man. To me, like if you would, I look at it as chess, man. You know, you put something down. If you keep your hand on it, cool. You want to take it back, take it back. If I'm walking around the corner and I'm playing laser tag, or if I'm burglars in my house and I turn the corner and he shoots me and I go, hold on, I want to redo this. You know, like we're
I'm
wait
coming from a different angle.
right. Like it's different when you know certain things. But if you ink a card and you want to take that back, no problem. If you challenge a card and you're like, oh shit,
I didn't know that had resist.
yeah, like, and you want to take it back, you know what? That's fine. If it's the last action, and that's what it is now, is the last action. But when you do several things and then you want to take back the first thing that you did because it screws up everything else. Abso-freaking-lutely not. That is ridiculous. We're way past that point. And I wouldn't mind it even at locals and things in that nature. But when we're going to Richmond or we're going to all these big tournaments and we're paying over $100, let alone we got to pay for places to stay, gas to get there, plane tickets, all this other stuff, man, that people do. I mean, like, this is a serious event. Like, we pay a lot of money to play these things, and we are very competitive. I think that there shouldn't necessarily be a take back rule. It is you lay in the bed that you make, and if you made a misplay, that is on you. I think that truthfully, as a player, and it is what it is. Now I understand the little Jimmy down the street that wants to get in the game, and we're at locals and we're playing. That's totally fine. But also little Jimmy that hasn't been to a tournament shouldn't go to Richmond. Like he shouldn't be going to these DLC events that, people pay a lot of money. And if they're able to go, well, again, you're rumbling with the big boys. And
Same standards should be applied across the board.
yeah, and I'm not trying to be mean, but it's technically a competitive sport at this point. You got to look at it this way. People make a living off of this kind of
I
stuff.
think the big thing for me is money, for sure.
Yeah,
Once
we're
there's
playing for a lot
on the
of money,
line, I
man.
think there should definitely be a more strict guidelines of what you're allowed to do and what you're not.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It's point blank. Period. Very simple. You just shouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff in a big tournament. And what kills me is coming from playing Magic and trying to play on pro circuits and all this other stuff. That kind of stuff right there. I mean, they like, and this is where it kills me because in Magic, any form of cheating, you have the warning lists, but dude, you get caught cheating, you're banned. And banned in Magic is
As
like,
you should be.
yeah, you're banned for like a year. You can't even play in any big events. And I just don't see how that's not a thing where we can. I mean, even there was a guy that was in CCS that got caught the whole like he was blatantly cheating people and he knew it. And anybody who called him on it, they called the judge and he was like, "All right, that's your first warning."
Warning one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he kept going until he got to like strike 3 and he was like, "All right, I won't do it anymore now. You got me."
Yeah, that's one now. I'll play some real Lorcana.
You got me, but you can't reward. Like that is ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. No, not okay by me. But the way that they came out with the take back rule now, just to stay on topic, I do agree with it. I do think it is fine. I do think it is fair. Being able to say, hey, I inked this card. I want to take it back. Hey, I want to challenge this. Oh, it has resist. My bad. Totally forgot. Truthfully, I'm not even necessarily about that because, again, board state and all that other stuff. You should be paying attention, especially if I announce certain things. I'm not doing anything sly and playing a card and being like, hey, I'm not going to announce this. Or like a daisy trigger where it's like, I'm not going to tell him about this. You shouldn't necessarily be doing that kind of stuff. It's just grimy, man. It's just grimy. It speaks about your character. So I am happy that they had at least said this is what we're gonna keep our standard. But yeah, if a card says, hey, if I play a Mowgli and I look at your hand, you have no songs or anything to discard, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna take that Mowgli back. Nah, dog. That's not.
Nope,
nah,
that's on the board.
nah, brother. No. And you got to see my hand. Absolutely not. Again, the card's going into your inkwell. Also, another. That's like, no, man, not about it, brother. I'm sorry. But to end on a good note, we did get some cool
Spoilers.
spoilers. Some of these, I don't know if I can see too much, but they did get some cool ones. One of the ones that we had seen already, I'm actually a little bit more excited about this card, to tell you the truth. We just need more songs. When they first leaked this card, I thought it was actually super duper neat. Same
I hope
thing.
there's more cards that come out with that effect as well.
I think this is crazy.
That card is not good.
Dude, it's just the fact that you could say yes or no. You know what I mean? Like, pick yes or no. What? But this card, though. This card
can make my red purple dream.
Dude, you're telling me
7/7?
Bro, this gives me a little bit of a Magic feel, in my opinion. Like, it gives me, you can't do anything unless you have a card underneath him, and it's a big boy. Big boy. All I can think about when I see him, too, is, yoo-hoo, big summer blowout. But it's definitely the wrong character. It's definitely the wrong character.
Yeah, no,
but every time I look at him, that's all I can think of. Big summer blowout. What do you
Got
think
a
about
little
this card?
location. I haven't seen this one. Graveyard Christmas Future. Whenever you move a character here, put the top card of your deck under this location. Face down. At the start of your turn, you may put all cards under this location in your hand. That seems pretty good.
It also
But for
gains you a lore.
four,
Bro,
yeah,
if
for
this card was
four is
like 2 or
crazy.
3, I mean it would be busted, right? Like are we not
It would.
here? That card would be cracked. They also came out, and this is kind of crazy, right? So this one right here, oh, all these ads, ads. How do I?
Darkwing Duck coming in finally.
I'm gonna try and find this one real quick, and then we'll. Oh, they don't have it updated yet. Maybe they do. Maybe they do.
Can you go to that top bill? I haven't seen that one. Sorry.
No, you're good. There's a card. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick. And the
Okay.
only reason why I said this is because we looked at the Christmas Grave. One of the spoilers that was leaked, I think today, if I'm not wrong. Super neat card, man. It is, yes, it's a 3-drop. Let me show you this one right
Oh,
here.
perfect.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to see if I can pull it up online for everyone to be able to see. But it's a 3-drop Elsa. And listen to what this says. It says, when you play this character, you may pay 2 less for the next location you play this turn. You could play this on turn 5 and bring out library, I think. Or you could bring out that card. Let me do math. 4, library, 2, 5. Yep. You could bring library out. What? You can play this
For
on
free.
play library for free. What? During
That is
each
awesome, actually.
opponent's turn, every time this character would take damage, takes no damage instead. Okay, cool with it. I like it. I don't see the
Yeah, it's a cute Lilo.
yeah, what if it's a two
2 quester.
this card could be kind of cracked. It doesn't. You see how they did that? I think they did it on purpose. They didn't show the attack, defense, or the lore. This card could be the next Shmee. 3/3 quest for 2 during an opponent's turn.
Oh, that would be crazy.
What?
That would be crazy.
Well, you
Oh,
cannot
this
see
is a
that
great
card.
reveal.
Yeah, we cannot see that card.
That one's still yet to be spoiled.
That's kind of neat,
Okay.
but for 5 is a lot.
Yeah, especially since it looks like it goes into an aggro strategy.
What?
If a card led to players discard
What?
this turn.
Bro, play the queen. Use the queen. Shift this card. I think that might be bad, but I just first thing that came to mind. I'm unleaving it because this is this turn, so you got to do something on your turn. Whatever this
Yeah, it's
quick
definitely seems like
quest.
it's going to a discard strategy.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. I do like it. I like it. Get new types of decks. I'm still on the reanimator again. Legacy on Magic has made me syphilid breakfast and dredging and all the fun stuff, but we might not get that in Lorcana. When you put a card under this card, you may put, that's pretty good. There you go, boosting. Okay, we're getting a 3-drop ramper.
Ramp?
Darkwing Duck.
That card, Chicha into that card seems really strong. Into
Yeah.
the Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, we're getting more items. Again, I remember when this was spoiled. Getting the Scroogies. McDucks is coming out of
Hopefully we
nowhere,
get some
bro. We
good
got the Duck
items.
Army. Hopefully. I mean, again, I definitely do miss items. I'll tell you that much. Oh, so this one as well.
3/2.
Yeah, starts negativing everything. Under the sea.
Yeah. Is it better than Sapphire Quill? Probably not.
Probably not. I still
Had to draw
have.
a card.
Alright, that's all we got for right now. But yeah, this card right here I thought was actually just pretty neat instead. I mean, even if you did what I was saying with the Elsa, and you played this on, what, again, turn 5, bring it out, gain a lore next turn, put a card, and then just move a crap ton
Hopefully
of people.
you're trying to get at least one card to your hand extra.
I mean, if you even think about it too, I think that this is actually a very neat card. If you played the Elsa and then played this on turn 5, right? On turn 6, if you had 3 characters and moved them all, you gained a lore, moved a crap ton of people into this, like 3 or 4 characters into this, and then passed. And if this thing survives, all of those cards go into your hand, you banish it, totally fine. I just drew like 4 cards, 3 or
Yeah, I
4
think it's
cards.
cool to note that there's a lot of cards, especially in Amber, that help you boost any card.
Yep.
So it's
Yep,
And
absolutely.
especially since now you have a 7/7 that you can play to stop them from clean up the board.
Kind of
I mean, if
nutty.
you because you can play recovered page and boost this card, on turn 5. You don't have to
Oh
pay
yeah.
that 3. There's so many ways to boost a card without actually paying the cost.
Very true. Very true. Definitely seeing boost go a little bit more on this set, and locations possibly becoming a thing. So, yay locations.
Bring back Maui.
No, well, that's it for the spoilers. I think we are good to go.
It was a great time. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, absolutely. Every single time, I wouldn't have done it with anyone else. I'll tell you that. Like always, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I definitely do appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, we will catch you there. Episode 3.
Alrighty. Have a good one.
Take care.